because we've got liaison councillors on each of the panels, we can feed that sort of thing back into it and work through our councillors on the panels to make sure it's operating as it's intended. Okay, we have questions. We've got 3 more questions, and then I'll see how that goes. We're just about due for our lunch break. In a way, I would have preferred to have had the debate, but if the debate was going to go for some time and your lunch is cold, you might not appreciate that from me. But let's at least finish our questions. Councillor Clow.
Yeah, Austin, can you just confirm to me, I know my ward breakdown is ethnically, can you just confirm what the percentage of the Auckland population that is Maori, Pacifica, Chinese and Indian?
I don't have specific breakdown for Chinese Indians as such, but the Pacific 15%, ethnic 24%, and seniors around close to 12% as per the census data in 2013. As for Chinese, currently we are looking at around 150,000 across Auckland. As for Indians, it's slightly over 120,000.
Sorry, you've given me some in percentages and some in numbers. So
Sorry,
tell me,
yeah,
tell me what the Pacifica population is and what is the Maori population?
14 and 11.
Okay.
It's on Statistics New Zealand website.
Maori, I think, is currently sitting at around slightly less than 12, but please let me get back to you with...
Perhaps, Councillor, if we just give Austin the chance to get back to you with a written response on that.
Sorry, it leads into my... I've got 3 questions, and sorry, it's not helpful. Sorry, I'm not having a shop. It's not helpful to get percentages and numbers, but anyway. So have we had any consideration that we also have a Chinese ethnic board and an Indian ethnic board as separate from the ethnic peoples board? And I say that because both the Chinese and Indian populations are considerable. They are mature and more long-standing established populations. And I just wonder whether it would be more effective, or have you thought about how it would be more effective for all of the other smaller ethnic groups that are, by and large, many of them more recent, who are looking for support and consolidation together as newbies as compared to the more established?
The Martin Jenkins report actually recommended to establish new migrants advisory panel instead of ethnic peoples, given that the needs of new migrants may be more imminent, and that is something that council can actually cater with more resources if focused. However, we understand that the needs cutting across not just the Chinese or Indians, but across new migrants, existing migrants, international students, and also refugees. There are certain unique issues that the council should be able to listen to and hear from, and that is the kind of issues that we need to actually communicate from and to. So that's why we are proposing to continue the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel with a particular focus on some of the cutting issues shared by all those the ethnic peoples.
Okay, the last question is, I noticed it's in clause 26, page 30, about having Maori representation. I mean, we spend $3.5 million on the Independent Maori Statutory Board. Has it been considered that that is sufficient representation around this council table?
That's probably more on the nature of a political question, Councillor.
Yeah. And no, it's not.
It's a reasonable question, but I don't know that it's one that our officials can answer. But we could perhaps raise that in the course of the debate. I have 2 other councillors wanting to ask questions, so my sense is that we'll finish the questions and then we'll adjourn for lunch and come back for the debate on the advisory panels. If there's no objection to doing that, I'll ask Councillor Casey to put her question.
Ahead of this meeting, Mr Mayor, Councillor Hills and Councillor Collins raised an issue with regard to the size of the youth advisory panel and the step down from 20 down to 10. And I'd just like to foreshadow, my question to you is, can you explain why that's important and what Martin Jenkins had to say about why it should be 10 and not 20 in respect to the youth panel particularly? And just to foreshadow, if Councillor Filipaina's amendment for 21 loses, I'm happy to move another amendment which would increase it to up to 15.
To 15, that
Up
was.
to 15.
Okay.
You're not 50.
Yeah, I was just checking that accent. I thought that was a backdoor way of getting 50 members. Is there any, would you like to reply to that?
So the number is in consistency with the other panel members, panels, and the number of panel members. Also, at the same time, that would be a good number we discussed to provide some quality advice and to have some quality conversations through workshops and provide advice to the governing body. But if it has to go up to 15, that is something that we can consider based on your decision.
I think the Martin Jenkins report wanted to focus less on geographic areas and skill and expertise.
So my understanding is it's less reporting back to local boards, which wasn't happening, and it's more to select people for their lived experience, their skills and their networks.
That's correct, yes. So based on a competency model as opposed to a representative model.
Okay. Any further questions, Councillor? Okay, last question is from Councillor Quacks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the Martin Jenkins review, the $86,000 review, in the executive summary, it talks about the methodology being used to gather information from a wide range of people who are either involved in delivering or recipients of advice from the current panel model. Did that gathering of advice, did that come, or the gathering of the information, did that come, any of that come from the elected members?
Yes, it did. There was, yes, it did. There was a survey which was done for councillors and local board members.
Where's the results?
When was that done? And was that followed by a draft report?
So the report was not released before the elections because we wanted to give it to the incoming mayor. But the survey, from memory, it was July. July, yeah.
And how many elected members from both the local boards and the governing body contributed to this survey?
So the consultation was rather extensive. So there was an interview with the former mayor around this particular advisory panel model issue. Also, there was a separate discussion meeting with previous liaison councillors. Also, there was a separate survey to the governing body members for their input, which lasted for about a week. In early July, and there was a separate survey which went out to all the local board members. We got about close to 21 responses, 11 responses from the governing body members, and we got close to 50 complete and half-complete responses from local board members.
And we sent several reminders that the survey was happening.
Sometimes it's not the opportunity for consultation that's lacking, but people's readiness to take it up. Okay, look, that completes the questions. I'm going to move that we adjourn for lunch now and come back at 1:30. That gives us 50 minutes, close to 50 minutes, and we'll resume the debate on item number 11 at that point. Thank you very much.